Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to everyone. Thank you to join us today, this special edition for a WEBA workshop. And it will be a workshop focused on Switzerland. And we will welcome, after I give the short introduction, school representative who will explain you the great advantage for study in Switzerland, to do the Swiss Matura for entry into the Swiss university. And we will run again after 22 years. In October, our workshop over here in Switzerland, and all the agents who join us today, they will be invited by the end of October to visit the school and to visit the university over here in Switzerland. So this will give you a complete overview of the concept to how to enroll your students and what is the advantage. So I can see many familiar faces here today from different parts of the world, agents coming from China, South Korea, Thailand, India, Vietnam, Africa in general, even from Europe. So welcome everyone. Thank you very much to join us from the CS country, from Russia. So thank you very much to join everyone. I can see some agent that I know since over 50, 20 years. So thank you everyone to join this special edition workshop. So I want to see if the team from the school Ecole Chantemerle is with us here today. I can see Mr. Jan Weckmüller. Please unmute yourself and put the video on, Mr. Weckmüller. This is a very important point now, the introduction to you. So I can see that you unmute yourself, so I invite you to put your video on.
Yes, good morning, Richard. Okay, yeah, no.
Here we go. We can see you.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Richard. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. I don't know, depends where you are in the world. So my name is Jan Wegmüller, and I'm heading the school Chantemerle in Switzerland, and I will explain, who we are, what we do, as Richard said. And we also we have Marina Franik, who is working with us on the marketing department.
Hello, Marina.
Hi, Richard.
Hello. Thank you very much to join us. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I was on Monday visiting the school, so it was very, very nice. The weather was fantastic, by the way. The school is located about, let's say, 1 hour from Geneva Airport, to give you a short overview. And it's very easy to access the location. I was there on Monday, and it's the first time for me to visit the school. I know that many students from Ecole Chantemerle, they end up in top ranking Swiss university, and we will give you this information now with the presentation. So thank you to all the agents that just joined us at the moment. I want to invite everyone, if you have any questions during the workshop, to put the question down on the chat system. As you can see on Zoom, there is a chat system, so you can put your question down, and I can read these questions, and I can then forward this question directly to Marina or to Mr. Weckmüller. So Marina, thank you very much to join us today. I hope you are well, and I can see that you already prepared the presentation for today's workshop. Thank you very much, Marina. Marina, you are a former student from Ecole Chantemerle, and then after you end up at École Hôtelier de Lausanne in Switzerland. So tell us a little bit about your experience at the school and then at the university.
Well, yes, exactly. So I did. I'm originally from Serbia to start, but I was born and raised in Switzerland. And from primary to end of middle school, I was in Ecole Chantemerle. And then after, I went to the Swiss system to do. Yes, so I went to the Swiss system to do the Swiss Matura, which also Ecole Chantemerle offers now for 5 years. And then afterwards, I went to Ecole de Lausanne, which I graduated 2 years ago. And after a small international experience, I came back to Switzerland, and now I joined the Chantemerle team back again. Well, Chantemerle family. Just a few words about my experience in Chantemerle. I would say a big family. It's a very different compared to other schools, because for high school I changed, and then of course EHL both were much bigger schools. Here it's really personalized. All the staff, all the directors, they know you very well compared to other schools which are just one off, because we are a small amount. And I think that's, when you're young, super important when you arrive, especially in boarding school, that you feel home. The level was there. I did my studies
Thank you,
with no
Marie.
issues. So
Thank you, Marie.
yes,
No, it's fine.
that's
It's
the best.
fine. I just put your insight in the water to speak about your
Perfect.
experience, and this is very, very good. Happy students is the most important of the day, Mr. Wegmüller, correct?
This is the only important thing I have to
Yes.
agree with
So
that.
I want to invite you to share your screen, please. Okay, so very important. We will start now with the presentation. And again, thank you everyone to join us. We have now 33 agents with us here inside today from different country. I can see, and I want to say hello to many of you that I know since a long time. Cindy Sheen, which is an agent from South Korea, based here in Switzerland, by the way, join us today. Thank you, Cindy. Always nice. Mrs. Kulkarni from India. Thank you very much to join us today. Always nice to see you. I hope everything is well with your husband as well. And all the other agents that I know since many, many years. Mr. Mustafa Akaya from Turkey. I will not go through every single agent, but I just want to say a big thank you to all of you that join us this special edition, because this workshop is a pre-information about the workshop that will be held by the end of October over here in Switzerland, where we will visit the school, and we then go and visit a university over here in Switzerland. So this will be very, very important for you, this step, because there are a lot of advantage to study over here in Switzerland. So you can share your screen, Jan. In the meantime, fantastic. So as you can see, these are the university, top ranking university in Switzerland. And we will go to visit one of them in addition of Ecole Chantemerle, which will prepare your student for the Swiss Matura, because for enter into the Swiss university, you need to have the Swiss Matura. Now this is possible for international students. Now, if you can see, you can make a photo of this page, because I think it's very, very important to understand. ETH Zurich is top ranking #1 in Switzerland, in Europe, and top ranking #5 in the world. So you have a really top university where you can send your students after they did the Swiss Matura at Ecole Chantemerle. By the way, Ecole Chantemerle is welcome international students from all around the world since over 60 years. Jan, is this correct now? You have 16 years that you run the school?
Yeah, well, not me,
No,
but
no.
the family.
The family, the family. Wow.
The Wegmüller family founded the school on the 1st of April 1966, and we had a big reunion, well, a few months ago, and we had hundreds of alumni students
Yeah.
coming from all over the world.
It's important that you put a little bit more volume inside, because we cannot hear you well, Mr. Wegmüller. So just put a little bit more. Yes.
Is it better?
Now it's much, much better. So
Magnifique. Yeah.
let's go back to ETH Zurich, and then we have EPFL. EPFL is another very important university. Many students, they go inside this university. Maybe, Mr. Wegmüller, can you tell us your students in the last year, in the last 2, 3 years, from where they're coming from? Do you have students from Africa? Do you have students from South Korea? And do they end up at the EPFL, Ecole Hôtelier de Lausanne, ETH Zurich? If you can tell us a little bit about this, is very important, Mr. Wegmüller.
Yes, I will. Before that, Richard, I think it's worth mentioning that in Switzerland, you have two types of universities. You have the private universities and the public universities. The best one, the highest ranked one that you mentioned, are public universities. And because they are public universities, they are almost for free, okay? Providing you have the right diploma. And the right diploma is the Swiss Federal Diploma. The other diploma like the IB or the French Baccalaureate or any US high school diploma and so on, it's much, much, much more difficult to get in. Okay, with the selection, quotas, a lot of constraints. Okay, but coming back to your question, Richard. So yes, of course, our students from age 5, they start, the Swiss pathway, okay, that leads, at 18, 19 to the Swiss diploma. And last year only, so we had students from South Korea, we had students from the US, one Chinese also. Of course, I will talk about later about the twist and the little constraint about the Matura, but they arrived, they passed the diploma, and they joined either the EPFL, one went to the ETH in Zurich. Also, the medical school is also very popular, and of course the AHL, to mention just a few. But in fact, with the Matura diploma, you can go automatically with no restrictions to any universities in Switzerland. Geneva, Freiburg, Swiss Germany, French-speaking Switzerland, and so on and so forth. And the diploma is extremely well recognized around the world. I mean, we have students also with the Matura that get accepted in the US and the UK without any problem, okay? The Matura is also considered often as an advanced placement type of diploma. Okay, so you jump 1 or 2, semester, at the university in the US.
What we can add here, what is I think very important for all of you to know is if, as Ian explained, is they study after the Swiss Matura, they go to a public university. So that's mean that public university fee in Switzerland is very, very low. We're talking about $1,000 to $2,000 per year. If you compare this with the UK, which a very good university with a top ranking costs around £20,000 to £25,000. A cheaper one costs about £60,000, £50,000. But if you go to in the US, a top ranking costs about $55,000 per year. So we have to understand that this is a very important point, and is a selling point for yourself as well, because if you send students to Switzerland to do the Swiss Matura, and then they end up to do a university, a public university in Switzerland, the parents, they will save a lot of money, because one thing is to go in a public university and one thing is to go to a private school in the US or in the UK or even in Australia, just to compare a little bit. So the reason why we have this conference here today is to make you understand the great advantage why they should study at Ecole Chantemerle, do the Swiss Matura, and then after enter into the Swiss university. So with the Swiss Matura, everyone can enter in the Swiss university. So this is a very important point. Logically, we have top ranking university in Switzerland, but we have as well standard university, University of Lugano. We have other university in Switzerland, which are public university. So you don't need to be a genius always to go to the top university, but there is the possibility to go like ETH Zurich, EPFL. Like Mr. Beckmüller mentioned before, they had a lot of students in the years and they end up in top university in Switzerland. So I think you can go to the second page a little bit of your presentation, Ian.
If I may just add, Richard,
Yes,
now
please.
this an international student preparing for the Matura, being admitted to the Matura, is granted the same right as a Swiss student. And this privilege continues also after the university. An international student with a Swiss bachelor degree is much easier for him or her to apply for a job in Switzerland. Okay, and that's another important element, to consider. I'm not saying it's easy to find a job in Switzerland. Far from that, even for Swiss citizens. But with the Swiss bachelor, again, I'm repeating myself. Sorry. It's much easier. Okay, much easier. Okay, and the salaries in Switzerland are quite attractive, and starting a career in one of the big Swiss industries, companies that we have here, Nestle, Novartis and Roche in Basel, or any companies, it's a great start of a career. So for the parent, when we talk to the parents, we always show, the end product first, because that's what they expect. Okay, they want every parent wants his child, to go to the best schools, but this is what you have here. And good news, they're almost for free. That's the key point. Okay.
Another key point, what I want to add here today is that when the students finish, like Marina, who studied at Ecole Chantemerle, and then after she went to École Hôtelier de Lausanne, Hospitality Business School, as you can see the logo here. The great advantage is that their company, they come inside in the university and they recruit the students. So they will hire them directly. So to give you an idea, if someone will do ETH Zurich and finish the bachelor and the master at ETH Zurich, when company hire them, they will receive an initial salary, I'm saying now in US dollar. US dollar is around 6 to 8,000 US dollar per month. So this is the information that I wanted to give you all. So if your students want to have a great future, and if they become, if they go to the university in Switzerland, they become obvious resident of Switzerland, and then with a job contract, they can stay here for forever. So there is a big advantage to come to Switzerland, do the Swiss Matura, and then after enter in one of the top university that we have here in Switzerland, or the standard university. And by the way, I just want to say hello to the new agent that just joined us now. At the moment, we just start with the presentation from Ecole Chantemerle in Switzerland, which offer the Swiss Matura for enter in this top Swiss university. Ecole Chantemerle is existing since over 16 years, and every year their students end up to study in different Swiss university, but as well some of them they go to the UK, they go to the US. So not everyone need to do the Swiss Matura at Ecole Chantemerle. They have as well other options. Some of them they go as well in top university in the UK. So Jan, you can go to the second page now. It would be great so that we can move on with the presentation. By the way, the presentation is recorded today, so we will share a copy of the presentation to all of you by email. We will share as well the information from Mr. Jan Wegmüller and Marina Franik, so you are able to schedule a one-to-one meeting with Marina directly, so she will then go inside deeply on how is the application process, where is the accommodation, how long it will take, how many intake they have per year, etc. So very important. After the workshop here today, you will receive a follow-up email, and so you have everything at once, including a copy of this PowerPoint presentation. So from there, you can start to work with Ecole Chantemerle. You will sign an agreement with them, so you will receive a commission as well. And this will help you to inform the parents who want to send their child to Switzerland into Swiss university. As I mentioned before, Swiss university, especially public university, are quite free. And there is a great opportunity for all of them to enter in top university. Now, here we have the second page in which is mentioned that they need to do the Swiss Matura. Like I mentioned before, the program will need to be in French. So maybe this part, I'll leave it to you, Mr. Wegmüller.
Thank you, Richard. Two things to consider also. Why are Swiss universities so high ranked? Two things. Money. Okay, Switzerland is a rich country, And the engineering school like the EPFL, they are funded by the government, okay? And universities like medical schools and so on are funded by the county. But irrespective of where the money comes from, they have funds. And what means funds means great teachers, great facilities. And when you come in October, which I hope you will see by yourself with your own eyes, you know, the great campus that we have, you know, in Lausanne or in Zurich or wherever in Switzerland. The other reason, and this is not known, not mentioned very often, is that the selection process of students start at age 12 in Switzerland. At the end of school year, you know, that corresponds to age 12, there's an exam. And this exam decides if you go in the academic way or in the vocational way. Okay, there's two big pathways in Switzerland. That means that, you know, starting age 12, the selection starts. And then this is the reason why the level is so high. And therefore, if the level is high, it's very competitive, okay, to stay and to pass all these years, you know. So yeah, competitive universities, low cost, if I may say so, great opportunity. I'm reading the bullet points now, and please don't hesitate to interrupt me to ask questions, okay? So recognize all over the world. That's the golden key to go in any Swiss universities. And you are all from international countries, students from Africa, from Iran or China, with the Matura, receives the same rights and the same status as a Swiss student, okay? Automatic admission, that you just send your letter with your copy of the Matura diploma, 50 francs, and you can go anywhere you want in Switzerland. No exams, nothing, okay? A very low tuition fee, as Richard said, I mean, compared to other universities in Europe and the world. Now the twist, because, you know, there's a price to pay. I think it's not a price, it's an opportunity, okay? You have to learn French, okay? This year, I have students from China. True, they came with a B1 level of French, a big A2, small B1. I have students from the US. They came to us also with zero French, but we have an integration program along the way, and I will explain later how this works for non-French speaking students. But one of our major target, if you wish to speak about targets when it comes to education, they are students from the Lycée Français, for instance, or French schools in the countries, and they want to enter one of these big universities. They switch easily from the French baccalaureate to the Swiss Matura because the program is very similar, except you also have German as a little, you know, additional hurdle, but, you know, it's a low coefficient in the exams. So French is the main language, okay? And that's the reason why most boarding schools in Switzerland, they of course promote, most of them, the IB diploma in English, because, you know, students don't need to learn French. But the Matura is in French in our region. If you pass the Matura in Swiss Germany, German will become the main language. Now, having said that, there is a bilingual option of the Matura. Some of the topics can be taken in English also. Okay, but that's about the Matura, okay?
No, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting. So because our international students, logically, the majority of them speak English. Some coming from country like in Africa where they speak French already, so there is not an issue. We have agents here from Taiwan as well, so they speak English. But they, as you mentioned, in the Swiss Matura, some can be done in English and some in French, but they have time to learn French, and this is part. Of the request for entering a Swiss university in the French part of Switzerland. So let's move on with the second page or the third page now, Mr. McMiller.
Yeah, just one last thing. Sorry, Richard.
Yeah.
The format of the exams, it's very different. The A-levels, it's 3 subjects, so very narrow, very specified. The Swiss Matura is a very general diploma. You have 12 subjects. that are examined, and in 2 sessions, oral and written, and there's also a thesis, to write. Okay, it's more dense and heavy than other diploma. Now, having said that, the way they calculate the admission, yes or no, it's you don't need to be excellent everywhere. You don't need to be excellent in mathematics necessarily. You can be, very good in math and not so good in French, and that compensates. At the end of the day, if you have the points, you have the points wherever they're coming from. Okay, in terms of subjects. So that was just the to mention, and it is true, Richard, that Chantemerle. That's the next slide. You want to say something, or?
No. I mean, congratulations to have over 16 years of experience in welcome international students. I mean, this is excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of October, we will visit the school. So, it's very important that you start to get information about the school that we will visit and the advantage on work with Chantemerle, which is often the Swiss Matura, in order to enter into Swiss university. I know I repeat myself several times today, but I repeat myself because we have some new agents who just joined us. And thank you very much to join us today. So we are here with Ecole Chantemerle, 16 years of experience, have international students. So tell me a little bit, Mr. Beckmüller. So you have students coming from, tell me some of the countries that you had in the last 2, 3 years.
Yes. Well, first of all, we are a very Swiss school, in the sense that more than 50% of our students are Swiss. Okay, either from the region or from Geneva, Zurich, where they come a little bit further from the region. So we are very Swiss. And this past 2, 3 years, we have about 45% of international students, and Europeans, of course. African continent is quite well represented. US, Asia, also Central Asia. We have students from Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russian-speaking countries. Russia a little bit less because of the situation. However, we hope to reinitiate the connection with Russia, and so it's very international. However, it's not the majority. It is very Swiss, and that's probably another element of differentiation between Chantemerle and other schools that you find who are international / bilingual schools / IB diploma. We are very Swiss. I wrote it, so it's very authentic because of the family spirit behind it, very personalized because of the size of the boarding school, which I come to that later, and very efficient, not only during exams, but also in terms of containing the costs, where we're able to offer prices that are very competitive compared to other schools in Switzerland. Okay, so that's us. Okay.
Yeah, one point that I want to add here is Mrs. Marina Franik. By the way, she speaks several languages, including she understands Russian. And so if you need to have a one-to-one meeting with Marina or with Ian and go more deeply inside on the school program, etc., they can help in you as well in different language. I just mentioned this, Marina, as we have here some great, excellent agents coming from the CIS countries. So it's very, very important that you all know that this is possible as well if you need to speak your local language. By the way, Mr. Beckmüller as well traveled a lot around the world. He went to China several times, so he met many agents. What we are looking forward here are agents who are interested to bring on board parents as well. So if you have some parents who want to have a one-to-one meeting together with you, or a workshop, if you want to bring 5 to 10 family together and organize a workshop like this one today with Ecole Chantemerle, we can arrange this and we will be able to assist you. This is a very, very important point for you. In addition, if you may want that we will come to visit and meet the parents in your home country, if you let us know a little bit 2-3 months in advance, if you can bring together, let's say 5 to 10 parents who are interested interest to send their children to Switzerland to do the Swiss Matura for then enter into the Swiss university, we will organize this. We will manage to come, to visit, to meet the parents, to give a one-to-one session to the parents and a complete presentation. This is one thing that Ecole Chantemerle stand out compared to other schools. So there you have the full support. Logically, you will have an agreement with Ecole Chantemerle. You will receive your commission. Obviously, this is a part of the business that Ecole Chantemerle is doing. They are working since over 40 years with agents from around the world. When I visited the school this Monday, it was an honor for me to visit the school, to see the place, which is fantastic. I mean, they have 40 years of experience in welcome international students and work with international agents. So just that you know this part. So let's continue, Jan, with the presentation, please.
Okay, yeah, and perhaps if you have time at the end, I will just show you the website and where you can find all the information, the photos, the videos, but also the prices. Now, yes, we are different, and we want to stay different. Okay, a school's been owned and managed by my family since 1966. We're very Swiss, very personalized. With it doesn't say here the number of students, but we have two campuses. I think I have that. Okay, no, okay, it comes later. Sorry. So very specialized, as Richard said, with this Swiss diploma. Very successful in the exam, and the fees are very competitive. And maybe I'll come back to that later. So we are different. If you want to differentiate Chantemerle easily from other schools in your portfolio, that's it. Authentic, that's us, 60 years, the family, very personalized because small size, and very efficient in terms of exams, okay, and costs. Okay, we have two campuses, and this is the view, actually the same one as you see behind me. Is this big picture is actually where we teach primary section, we teach middle school section, so secondary school, and the boarding section is here. Okay, in nature, very very nice with a lake view from most rooms. Okay, and not far from the city centers, very close to the airway. The freeways and the airport, of course. And you see the map here of where we are. Okay, in this region, the French part of Switzerland. Okay, so two campuses in total. We have just less than 100 students, but the boarding school is where we focus our attention when it comes to be personalized and close to the students. Okay, we start at age 6. The Matura, normally you finish by 18 and a half, 19 sometimes. We have older students also, and as I said before, very Swiss. Okay, and we're part of all the associations of private schools in Switzerland. Okay.
Yeah, when I was there on Monday, Marina showed me around the school, very beautiful, very interesting. You have a lot of sport activity as well inside the school, so this will be great. By the way, I just wanted to say to you, Jan, we have as well agents here from Vietnam, and I want to say hello to Mr. Antoine, which I know him since many years, when I met him several times over here in Switzerland as well, but as well in Vietnam, especially in his hometown, which, if I'm correct, is Hanoi. So I remember him several times, meet him there, and as well agents from Thailand. So did you have students from Vietnam or Thailand, Jan, in the last couple of years, just to have an idea?
Yes, Vietnam. Yes, definitely, Antoine. I don't know if you speak French, but we had this two young girls. They arrived at the primary, at the primary section. Okay, they learned French through the French integration program, and they end up, finishing with the Matura diploma. And now both of them are in Canada, in Montreal or Toronto. I don't remember. So yes, okay. We are Thailand. No. We're starting to have some kind of requests from Thailand also for the summer camp. okay? But Vietnam, yes, we had a few, okay?
So not everyone end up to study in a Swiss university. Some of them, they may go to Canada, they may go to the UK, they may go to the US. I mean, this is a choice of the students. We are here today to explain you the advantage to go into the Swiss university, which the tuition fee is very low. We're talking about 1,500 to 2,000 Swiss franc per year, which is about 2,000 US dollar, to give you an idea, to 2,500 US dollar per year, compared to the UK, which if you go to a top ranking university, you may pay as well 25,000 pounds per year. If you go to the US, you pay about 50 to 60,000 US dollar per year. So this is the great advantage if your students will do the Swiss Matura at Ecole Chantemerle, for then end up directly to a Swiss top ranking university, or even a normal public Swiss university. But again, as you mentioned now, the two students from Vietnam, they decided to go to Montreal, Canada. Fantastic, great choice as well. Canada is a lovely country, is a great country, and they have a lot of different opportunity. Obviously, if they stay here in Switzerland, when they finish the university, as I mentioned before, there will be company go inside, they will hire them, and they will start to get a salary of around 6 to 8,000 US dollar per month. So this is what Switzerland can give to the students coming from around the world. Now you can see here the program, which I leave this part to you, please, Ian.
Yes, well, I don't want to repeat what we said already. We start at age 6, up to 18, 19. This slide doesn't show the primary section, only starting in middle school. The twist or the challenge of the Swiss Matura is it's a multilingual, or it's French-speaking diploma first, so you need to learn French. And we have students coming from Iran, okay?
From India?
Iran.
Yeah, yes, and from India? Do you have students from India?
Not for the school year, not yet. But we're doing some promotion in India.
But you had some students from India for summer. Is this correct?
Summer, yes, summer. But summer in India is in May, so we have small groups coming in May. They stay for 2 weeks and they enjoy an academic program in the morning, and also activities and discovering Switzerland in the afternoon. So yes, we have India in the summer, and yes, the learning French part is what needs to be put up front. So these Iranian students, they arrived at age 15 and a half, 16. Some of them a little French, but not so much. Brilliant students, very bright, very strong in mathematics and technical subjects. So they compensated, and we give them intensive French lessons alongside, in parallel to the normal curriculum. Okay, so French is not a barrier. It should be seen as an opportunity to learn a very nice language, and to learn a new language. Okay, and German also, as I said, is part of the exam, but a very low coefficient. But still, you need to start, the basics of German, as the main Swiss national language is German. Okay.
Yeah, we have here as well agents from Europe, Jan, from Turkey, from Germany as well. So how is your experience with Turkish students or European students in general?
Well, Turkish students, we have two this year. They left now because the school year is closed, and they started with the summer camp, and then they was the opportunity to explain what we're explaining now, and they decided to stay they arrived at the middle school level, so secondary school. Okay, so 14 and a half, 15. So they are right on the right pathway for the Matura. Okay, and that's for Turkey. And the other country you said is
Germany.
Well, we have one German student last year. She came for a French immersion program. Some counties in Germany, some regions, north, I think, more than south, they have the right, or they encourage students to make some kind of a transition year or transition period to learn a language. So this young lady came as part of the this immersion program, okay? But then, because she knew that in Germany the Swiss Matura is also recognized, she wants to go to medical school. So it's recognized both in German medical schools and in Swiss medical schools. So she will have all the choice she wants. German from north to
I
Hanover.
have more questions coming in, Jan. I have a
Yeah, yeah.
question now. We have an agent from Morocco, in Africa as well, other African agent with us here today. So, in refer of the African students, when they finish at the Ecole Chantemerle and they do the Swiss Matura, to which direction, which university did they enter? So, to have an idea, in general.
Oh, they're not finished yet. But
Okay,
they're not finished. They are on the first year of the exam. So,
okay.
but everybody dreams about different things. But Morocco is very interesting again because there's this very strong population of Moroccan students, preparing or interested in preparing the Matura diploma. They speak French. They're all coming from very good schools in Casablanca or in Marrakesh or wherever, and they switch easily from the French system to the Swiss system. Morocco is very interesting. African countries as well, as I said before. Okay. Yes.
Please move on with the next page as well, Mr. Beckmüller. And Marina, if you want to add something, you're more than welcome.
All good, thank you. Yes.
This is you mentioned before the sports. Of course, a boarding school is more than just academics because, as we just said at the very beginning, a child must be happy. He must have a well-balanced, way of life. We are in a boarding school quite, attentive to the well-being and the balanced life of the students in terms of screen time, digital time, access to different things, and we do a lot of sports, not competitively, but for fun or for personal development. We do art, of course, the same way. But what we do a little bit different from maybe other schools, I don't know, is that because in our region, we are surrounded by extremely good training facilities. Again, the county has money. They invest a lot in training facilities in different sports. And we have very strong relationships and contacts with these clubs. And so we have students who they wish to continue a more competitive sport in Switzerland. So tennis typically or football, but also, you can see the list, And so what we do, we integrate these kids in this club. They play and compete with a Swiss license. And that's another path towards being recognized more as or equivalent to a Swiss students, okay? And our job is to structure the academic and the sport together, talking to the coaches, the parents, the child, of course, the teachers, okay? We had students from China for ski, competition in ski, students from Africa about football. Football and tennis are the major ones, and basketball. Okay, but we have different sports also. Again, because we are in a region here, we're not up in the mountain. We are very close to the lake, and there are many training facilities around us. So 5-10 minutes, driving distance, and we have a whole fleet of buses and drivers, including a big car, where we go up to Germany, to Europa Park in the summer. So we are very well organized. So that's a very important element. Sometimes,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely, Mr. McMiller. I think we have two more elements which are very, very important. First of all, the location is a very safe place. So for children, there is absolutely no problem. It's a very safe place. And on top of them, the location is a very famous location. Many famous people was living there, like Charlie Chaplin, like Coco Chanel family was there, like Freddie Mercury and David Bowie. So you living in a very famous area where famous people come and live, and their child, they send them to private school. So we cannot tell you logically to the agent who study at the Ecole Chantemerle, but it's very important that the region where you stay, where is the school located, is a very famous region, and many famous people live there in security because it's a very safe place. So very important if you have parents who are a little bit worried about the safety, Switzerland is the perfect destination, and Ecole Chantemerle stand up of this because of the location. Is a little bit top on the hill, is a very nice warming place, close to a very nice town, Blonay, which I visited last Monday. It was very beautiful. Marina showed me around the school. I spoke to Ian Wegmüller. I spoke to the rest of the team. I had a great lunch there as well. By the way, thank you very much for the nice and warming welcoming. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a great opportunity for all of you. I will, of course, do a follow-up email with all of you and have record this workshop today so that you will find all the information of what we discuss and the information about how your students will take advantage to study at the Ecole Chantemerle and do the Swiss Matura for then enter in top Swiss university, with many of them a top ranking #1 in the world, like in this case, ETH Zurich, which is very, very famous. So you continue with the other program, please, Jan, I leave this to you.
Yes, we have students who are too old to learn French, or they just want to go back, to the UK or the US or any countries in the world. They studied in the IB or another system in English, and they want to continue. We have the IGC. Chantemerle is a Cambridge accredited school, and we do the IGCSE and the A levels. It's a small population. Okay, we started 4 years ago, but growing, and we like also this system very, very much, because the A levels, as I said before, it's very focused and very targeted. So it's very well adapted for students who are doing competitive sports, or students with learning differences, and they want to focus in 1 or 2 subjects only. Okay. We welcome students from South America, from Spain, from other countries in the world for study abroad / immersion program, could be in French or in English, 1 month minimum up to 1 full year. Then they go home, and we make sure they don't have to repeat the year, and we make sure that we coordinate with the school in the country to make sure that all the chapters that are essentials need to be covered in mathematics, for instance. So we've been doing that for many, many, many years. And of course, we have our summer camp that starts next week for 5 weeks. And we have a full-blown learning program, activity, of course. And we also find sports academies in the summer format. Okay. Yes. And, rapidly, as a school, we love simplicity. It's almost a philosophical way of living. We believe a child grows best in a simple and structured environment. Okay, and this simplicity, you find it in the classroom, in the boarding school, in the rooms, in the way of doing things. So that's us. Okay, and also maybe a differentiation against other type of schools. You see pictures from the website. Okay, we love skiing in the winter. We ski 3 months, from January to March. We had a great ski season last year. Because of our location, we ski to the best ski resorts, including Zermatt. And we go to, Villars, we go to Porte du Soleil, we go to all these, very well-known resorts, okay? And the lake is also very important to us. We do field trips in Europe, and I'm sorry, this is a bit too big, but you see here better. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay like this one. We can see it very good.
Yes, and that's it. So feel free to contact me or Marina. We are very accessible. Okay, you have my direct WhatsApp number. You can send me a WhatsApp message if you want. I'm very, very reactive usually, so don't hesitate, okay, please. And I don't know if we have 1 minute to show the website, or is it not necessary?
Absolutely, absolutely. You are more than welcome to show the website. This is very, very important. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I can inform you that we will go and visit the school end of October. I will send you all the information, how to register, so we will be able to send you as well the invitation letter. I think at the moment, Ian is frozen. Marina went, now he's back again. Okay, fantastic. So very important is the end of October, we will do this tour in Switzerland. We will send you the invitation letter. So very important. Follow our instruction to visit the school. This is the website, chantemerle.ch. If you want to make a photo, you can make a photo. But again, I will do a follow-up email. Very important is that before you start to promote the school, you have to make an agreement with Ecole Chantemerle. So they, Marina and Ian, will send you a copy of the agreement. So you need to sign and send this back. This is very, very important. So you are saved as well in refer of the commission that you will get. So Ian, feel free to introduce the website and show the page on the website, which is very important to read.
Yeah, nothing different from what I just said. Very, straightforward, intuitive website, I think. Not only because I made it, but yes, you see the school year program with the Swiss pathway, the Cambridge pathway, and the foundation program, the sports and study program. You see the language immersion program, summer camp with the learning activity programs. Here on the admission, you see the school fees, okay, and then this is how it is presented. You can select, let's say a middle school student going for boarding school. Our price is boarding and tuition, slightly less than 60,000. And then you have all this very well known additional personal expenses that you need to take into account, and that takes in a little bit more than between 6 and 7,000 Swiss francs additional for the school year, okay? And most of it is the Swiss medical insurance, okay, which is almost compulsory, okay, except for European students, okay? So that's the price, 7-day boarding, including weekends and breaks, okay? You see the camp costs, okay, like residential or day camp, language immersion, short stays by month, term, semester. You have everything here, okay? So admission, school fees, you have the documents and applications is online, okay? Here you have our schools, you have photos, different albums you can choose. There's some videos also, okay? You can see the boarding school and the rooms. We get often questions about the rooms. All our rooms have a private bathroom inside the room. Most of them have a lake view. It's a very friendly, warm, safe, structured environment for the youngest and the oldest students. Okay, so I invite you to take your time, look at it, call us, Marina or myself. We're very happy to make a Zoom meeting with you to answer your questions and to go, through this program again. And we're very happy to travel to you, to participate to small gatherings of families. We've done that many times. It's going very well normally. And yeah, that's it. This is the end of my presentation. And thank you, Richard.
Ian, I have some more question to you. Sorry, but
Okay.
it's very important. So, it's possible to study at Ecole Chantemerle only for 1 year?
Yes, this is what we call the language immersion program. They arrive, they stay 1 month, 1 term, or 1 full year. We just, this year we had 2 Mexican students. They came and to learn French and to improve the English, of course, and discover life in the boarding school. It's often the main reason why students come to us for 1 year is they are 12, 13, 14, first time, outside the family, and it's more like an experience, okay, of being autonomous, becoming responsible, learning to compromise and to live with different cultures. So that's very important. Okay.
Mrs. Kulkarni, I think this was the question you wanted to ask. How are you, Mrs. Kulkarni? Please unmute yourself a second.
Yeah, I'm fine, sir.
Fine, fine. I think this was the question you were thinking, correct? How is everything? How is everything in India, Mrs. Kulkarni?
In India, the education system has a little bit changed
Okay.
because most of the students, they were going to USA. They have started looking for some other alternatives.
So
Well,
that is the big difference what I can see now.
I can tell you, Mrs. Kulkarni, it is true.
Yes.
We Indian students, for the school year it's something that is uncommon. Okay, but I started to go to India myself 2-3 years ago, to Mumbai mostly and Delhi. But
Okay.
the interest is raising for an alternative to the US.
Yes.
And
Yes.
funny enough, one of our first students in the 70s was from Hyderabad. Okay.
Oh,
So he did the whole program and ended up, as a chemist, in Geneva. But that's yes, this is something that is worth considering for Indian families. Okay.
yes.
Thank you for asking.
thank you, Mrs. Kulkarni. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Mustafa Kaya, if you are available, if you can join for a second, it will be great. Let me see if you can unmute yourself. Mustafa Akaya. Okay, never mind, no problem. I will just try to ask a question in refer of Turkey, because I know that Turkish students at the moment, there is a big demand in Turkey for study in Switzerland, but never mind, I will send you a separate email on this. So I think
may I just say something quickly? It just came to my mind. An important hurdle also for international non-European students is the visa. Okay, and the visa is a process that we really know exactly how to do it, and we do it, for many years. We have great contact with embassies around the world, but it could take 2 to 3 months to get the visa. The older the child gets, the more difficult it is to get a visa, just to mention. And so this is why we accept students also throughout the school year. We have, especially a child who wants to go through this integration program. He can come in September, October, November. That's not a problem. Okay, so the visa could take 3 months for Switzerland. Some countries are more difficult than others, and it's not a decision from the country. It's a decision. The country gets the invitation. The country gets all the paperwork from the families, but then it goes to Bern. Okay, and this is where it can last a good few months. Okay, so keep that in mind. And also, if you have students who want to come just for the summer and they have a Schengen visa, it's fine. But what the government doesn't like is to have two visas. So one Schengen visa, and at the same time, applying for a long-term visa. We do visa for 2 years. Okay, so if a child comes to Switzerland for the summer with a Schengen visa, he has to go back home and start the process again for the long-term visa, and that may take another 2-3 months. So I'm just saying that we are used to accept students throughout the school year. That's important.
thank you very much. For this important point, of course, it will be very important if you are interested to send your students to Switzerland to do the Swiss Matura and then end up at the Swiss University. If you want to have schedule a one-to-one meeting with Marina or Jan, so they can help you to understand more about how the system is working, it will be great. But I will do a follow-up email with all of you, and I will send you a copy of the recorded workshop. We have some question concerning the summer camp starting. Ian, it will start next week. This correct?
Yes, it is correct. However, we still have a few spaces, available. The situation worldwide has made things very slow, and we used to accept students at the very last minute. So depending where they're from and depending on the visa situation, yes, we still have a few spaces left. We start next week until the 2nd of August, okay? And we have all the language classes in the morning. We also have something a bit specific. We have this Make It Count life skills challenges or workshop for teenagers, and it's not pure classroom language study. It's a set of 4 workshops in English, where you see here the engineering and debates, cooking, outdoor survival, and the moderators, the teachers, they also implement life skills theory and life skills techniques around these workshops. The workshops are the pretext, or the excuse to develop these life skills, public speaking, team building, working in teams, working under stress. And for teenagers, it's very, very interesting. It's a great program, been doing for many years. And we also, for many years, running this mathematics and physics revision that, could lead maybe to a long-term relationship with the family, because they have this, EPFL that we mentioned before. The teachers are from the EPFL. I mean, not necessarily EPFL teachers, but from the EPFL is a bit different, but still very high level, okay, mathematics and physics. So that's the learning program. The activities are very standard, very classic compared to other schools. We do go to Germany 2 days. We drive up, we sleep there, Europa Park, and we find again these professional sports academies that we have. Tennis, football, basketball are the main ones. Okay, but that's the summer. We still have a few spaces left. The price is 2 weeks, 4,500. Okay, all inclusive, except the sports academies and the medical insurance. Okay, but a part of that with airport transfers. All the courses, material, all the activities, Germany, Europa Park thing is all inclusive in this 4,500 for 2 weeks. And then most kids come for 3 weeks, I have to say, this year, which is good. So keep that in mind, okay? And the commission structure also includes incentives if you can gather a small group of students, okay?
Thank you very much. I mean, this is you give a very great explanation about Ecole Chantemerle, and I can see here now that we are all together at once. So if you want to put the video on, you are more than welcome to put the video on. So I will make a photo of all of you, and I will share this directly with Ecole Chantemerle. And if it will be great if you can put the video on, if it's possible. Not if it's possible, it will be great. By the way, I want to say hello to James from Japan, who just joined us as well today. Thank you very much, Christina Schneider, to be with us here today. Always nice to have you, such a specialist person like you, work with boarding school in Switzerland. Rajesh, nice to see you. Kuldeep from Melbourne. Hello, Kuldeep. Nice to see you. I hope you are coming back to
Thank you.
Switzerland soon. How are you, Kuldeep?
Yeah.
How's
Yes,
everything?
coming this time. Yes,
Very
see you
nice.
soon.
Richard, I'm sorry. May I excuse myself? I need to go to another meeting. But Marina,
Yes. I want to say
Marina
to
can wrap up.
Antoine, yes, I will stay here with Marina.
Goodbye,
Antoine is
everyone.
from
Thank you.
Vietnam.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Antoine. Nice to see you here today. Thank you very much for your smile. Thank you for everything and to be here. I will organize now an email, a follow-up email with all of you, and I will invite you to register so I can send you the invitation letter. The invitation letter for Switzerland will be sent between the 5th and the 10th of July. So you have all the time to register. You work with me since many years. You know exactly how it works. So very simple register. We will send you the invitation letter. You need to apply at the Swiss embassy. Send us the date that you have the appointments at the Swiss embassy. So we send an email to the Swiss embassy, and the Swiss embassy will then make sure that you have the both invitation letter from you that we send to you, and as well the Swiss embassy directly. So we do this workshop, as you know, since over 20 years, once a year. So it will be great to welcome all of you. Marina, you have the last word. You are from the school. You are a former student. You studied Ecole Chantemerle. You did the Swiss Matura. You went to Ecole de Lausanne, a top hotel school in the world, maybe top ranking number 3 in Lausanne. Now you are back at Ecole Chantemerle. Marina, you have the last word.
Well, as I said before, Ecole Chantemerle is a big family, and I think that's the main thing to remember. Good studies is, of course, our parents' goal and was mine too, but being happy and enjoying growing up in boarding school, it's more important, I would say, for our happiness, because it's a big part of our life. So yes, a big family, and always enjoyed, even when I was studying, coming back here to visit, see the changes, the Wegmüller family, and now, well, back to work. So nothing else, but yeah, very nice family, and really home setting and feeling home here.
Thank you, Marina. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have a direct one-to-one meeting with Marina or with Ian, I will share as well her email and the email of Ian. Feel free to contact them. Marina, by the way, speak Russian as well. If we have some people from CIS country, you can assist them more. And hey, James from Japan, nice to see you here as well. I have to make a photo of you, James, because I cannot see you every day. So I really want you here with us today, and Marina and all the other. Thank you, Ismail. Ismail, you are from Rwanda. So nice that we have so different country at once. So if you want to put a video on, is more than welcome. Is always great. Cindy Shin, thank you very much to join us today from South Korea, representing South Korea. Naima from Morocco, and many, many more from you. Thank you very much. Good health. Fernando, all the best to you as well. I hope you're well, and you take care. Good health for everyone. This is the most important. I hope to see you in October, end of October, all here. And again, good health. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, everyone, to join.